Hey there, and welcome into another episode of A for Effort, coming to you with another quality movie review. I'm your host, Matt, and as always, we start off giving thanks to our unofficial sponsor of the podcast, MoviePass. $9.95 a month gets you one movie a day at local cinemas in your area. Check MoviePass.com for theater listings. On our episode today, we're going to break down a shining achievement in the horror genre, as well as just movie-going in general, and that is A Quiet Place. This movie was directed, co-written, and stars John Krasinski. He is an absolute wonder in this film. The movie also stars Emily Blunt, who is in fact John's real-life wife, Millicent Simmons, Noah Jappy, and Cade Woodward. The story centers around creatures that attack the earth and hunt only by sound. They're 100% blind. The movie is almost entirely silent. There is a score in the background, there is a bit of music, there is a tiny bit of dialogue at certain points throughout the film, but it is almost entirely 100% silent. And that's what makes this film interesting. From a directorial standpoint, from a cinematic standpoint, there's a lot of tension built up by the fact that there is no sound. It is just a brilliant idea that was brought together by these two gentlemen, Brian Woods and Scott Beck. They began work on this project in 2013. They have a love for silent film, and they thought of this idea, got picked up by Paramount, and they began production in spring 2017. Crazy part is like John Krasinski was given the script to star. He asked if he could direct, wrote a final draft with the two gentlemen, brought it home for his wife to read, and she wanted to star along him, thinking that this would be a wonderful film. And it truly was. It was a brilliant movie. It's not even that it's entirely scary, because it's not. It has many tense moments of just pure agony, because you know, like, oh my god, this kid just set off a toy rocket that makes noise, or this elderly gentleman in the woods just screamed at the top of his lungs. These little things like that make this movie so terrifying. I love the fact that it was all visual cues. There was no dialogue about how the creatures got there or how they attack or any of that. It's all like we see John Krasinski's character in his workshop, and on the wall is a bunch of newspaper clippings from when they first got here about they hunt entirely by sounds, they're blind, you know, it's been happening since 2016. It was a masterpiece of film. The thing that it centered on the most, though, and I thought was an interesting way to do a horror film, was the family dynamic. You can't talk to one another. You can't have conversations. A mom can't get mad at a daughter, or a dad can't get mad at a son. They have to do it through sign language. And I think that was a truly interesting way for this film to dive into that dynamic. There are some moments in this movie, one towards the very beginning, that it truly was a sign of loss for this family. And I won't spoil what it was, but you can tell that it drove the plot of the movie. There's another instance in the movie where, and this isn't a spoiler if you've seen trailers or if you've even seen the movie right now, but I will put up a spoiler warning for this because I want to talk about it, is that Emily Blunt and John Krasinski get pregnant in this movie. And for me, after having seen it and talking to other people about it, is like, why? This world is not meant for a baby. A baby cries, it's gone. Right? Their idea to cover up the baby in a box with a breathing apparatus to prevent the baby from speaking is the reason why I'm like, it's not a bad plot. It's just one of those things of like, was that absolutely necessary? Like, you guys couldn't use protection. You already have two kids as it is, right? I mean, like I said, it was an amazing idea, and there's some scenes in the movie where she starts having contractions, and she's trying to be utterly silent throughout those contractions, and it's terrifying. It really is. I really enjoyed John Krasinski. He's a phenomenal actor. I loved him in The Office. He's one of the best characters in The Office, and it's crazy to really think his career trajectory, because you would have thought he probably would have been a comedian or been in a lot of comedies, but he starred in 13 Hours a couple years ago, a real life drama about soldiers in Iraq, and then he comes here and does this and directs it and stars in it, and it's just like, wow, man, this guy can do anything he wants. And it's crazy because he came in second place to Chris Evans to play Captain America, and what could have been had John Krasinski actually got Captain America? There's a lot of fans clamoring for him to play Mr. Fantastic in a reboot, and I'd love that. that'd be wonderful. I think that'd be great. John Krasinski is a monster in the film industry right now, and I really hope that he gets an opportunity to do more and work more. One of the things I found in the production standpoint of this film was that because the movie is completely silent with just a little bit of noise in the background and some score, they got a lot of feedback through the boom mics and through the cameras and stuff from the silence, and they decided to use that to their advantage, and it has a point to play in the movie, and I thought that was really cool. The daughter, Millicent Simmons' character, is deaf in the movie, and that's where the feedback comes in with her character, and I thought it was really interesting to have a deaf character in a movie where the movie is predicated on sound, but she can't hear. What a great concept. Like, it really was brilliant. I also found out that this movie was produced for $17 million. $17 million! Like, to a person like me, that's more money than I need for my whole entire life. But I'll tell you that is a small production budget. I know that Avengers Infinity War is like a $250 million budget. Most of those big movies are. And for a movie of this caliber to be made for $17 million, and some of the other things that I like to listen to, or some of the other podcasts that I like to listen to, say that production plus marketing usually is double, so it's $34 million for the whole shebang. And man, they made $75 million in the first weekend. Like, the movie has made its money back. This movie is gonna kill in the long run. It's gonna have legs. It's gonna be in the theater for a while. It should get some love at the Oscars. I'm sick of these movies that at the end of the year that come out between the months of October and December, and they're the movies that get all the love because that's Oscar season and all that. This movie deserves it. Logan last year deserved it. These movies deserve love, and that's what matters. Like, these are good movies. Show them some love. Even a nomination. You don't have to win. Just nominate a movie like this. It was absolutely brilliant, and for that, it gets an A++. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't speak highly of it enough. Go out and see it. Enjoy this movie in the theater. Don't wait. Don't see it at home. Go out and have that tension. Have that, like, agony in the theater with a loved one or a family. Like, I was on the edge of my seat this entire movie because I felt the tension in the air. It was amazing. Go see it. Enjoy this movie for what it is. John Krasinski kills it. Emily Blunt is amazing. The kids are brilliant. The movie left me with more questions than answers, and I was okay with that. Make a sequel. Give me more. The creature design was great. It was a mix between, like, Alien and Stranger Things. It was wonderful. Keep it up. It was absolutely 100% brilliant. Come back to this world. I want to see more of it. And everyone is loving it, and I'm loving it. And what a beautiful movie. I'm not a huge horror genre guy. I really am not. But I really enjoyed this movie. Get out and see it. It's a brilliant, brilliant movie. I said it a bunch of times. Definitely don't miss out on this one. It's worth it. Definitely see this one. And with that, this has been another episode of A for Effort. Come back to us when we review another great quality movie.